Alrighty, good afternoon. I'm Danielle Shank in the 1011 Now streaming studio, and joining me today for Crime Stoppers is UNLPD's Aaron Pembleton. How's it going?
It's going.
Awesome.
Glorious day outside, so it's nice. I think before we get the winter freeze, it's pretty nice outside.
Yeah, and you said if you're in the sunshine, it actually
Yeah,
feels pretty good out there.
it is. It's nice. I'm looking forward. Did you see the lights from last night that everybody put on
I saw
social
those
media?
pictures, and I
Those
think
are pretty
there's
cool.
another chance to see him
I
again
know,
here
right? Yeah.
tonight.
So it'll be fun to see if they show back up as good as they did last night.
Yeah, I hope so, because then I'll actually be thinking about it. I don't think it registered last night like, oh yeah, that is in Nebraska when all these pictures are coming from.
Right.
It's not, you're not used to it being seen in Nebraska.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. So what's the first crime that we're going to talk about here today?
Well, back on October 30th, we had an individual come onto campus and remove a bike. So something that we deal with on campus quite a bit. There's a lot of them on campus, so it's one of those things, crimes of opportunity. This individual ended up taking a Trek checkpoint AL3, so kind of a specific Trek, not just one that you find all over the place.
Okay.
The individual is described as a white male, blonde or lighter color hair. He had a backpack that had some whitish or maybe reflective like emblems on it and that kind of stuff, some logos. We think maybe he has a goatee, because it's the light colored hair. It's somewhat hard to see. The dark colored hat that maybe has some camo on the front, dark jacket. But again, wandered around campus for a little while, ended up taking this bike. He came onto campus from like the 19th and S area. So if you live in that area, or maybe this person looks familiar to you, if you could give us a call, that's what we're looking for with this one.
Mm-hmm. Any specific reason as to why he chose this bike? Any guesses?
No, it was off by itself by Othmer Hall. It was locked up, so he ended up having to spend some time there to cut through a cable lock. Nothing specific for it of why that we can tell. We'd have to ask him if someone will let us know and connect us with him.
Yeah. And so you had mentioned that before he stole this specific bike that he was maybe seen on campus a couple of times before that.
Yeah, he wandered around a couple different areas checking out bikes, so it was obviously he was kind of shopping, if you will. We were able to kind of follow him around campus. He came on from 19th and S and then ended up taking the bike from the Othmer Hall area, which is closer to 16th and Vine.
Okay. And so it seems that stolen bikes really aren't only an issue on UNL's campus. So are there any tips for bike owners out there that you...
Yeah, we always recommend, match your bike with your lock. So if you have a bike that has a value, we recommend using a lock that is also a value, right? Unfortunately, a lot of the repeat offender criminals know that if you get one of those smaller cable locks or, something that's not as sturdy, it's fairly easy to defeat. So we always recommend locking the bikes up with a sturdy U-lock and then locking it up appropriately. So making sure that the lock goes through the frame and through the front tire. That way, because in different Crime Stoppers, when we were talking to Bill, that sometimes they would take a frame of one bike and a tire of another bike. Now we have two victims and, the PR walks away with one bike. So again, locking it appropriately, checking on it every now and then. That also helps us on campus because, sometimes we have a student say, well, I locked my bike up. And we're like, well, when? And they're like, when did school start? And I'm like, well, that's been some months ago. And they're like, well, that's the last time I saw it. And so checking on it frequently, letting us know, and then that gives us a smaller time frame to, again, go back on camera or check ponds or something like that if it were to show up there.
Alrighty. And so what's the second crime that we have here today?
A little bit different one for us on campus. We had an individual come onto campus and decide to remove a bottle of alcohol from an event that we had at the WIC Alumni Center. So on October 3rd, this individual walked by through an open sidewalk, but walked by a fence that was on the backside of this event and was able to remove a bottle of Crown Royal and walk off with it. Again, we got some photos, not great quality, at least of the facial images, but described as like a very tan individual, long hair, female, wearing, gray shirt, gray pants. The backpack is somewhat unique, kind of like almost like a hide color or orangish type backpack that this person is walking around with. So if you remember a friend or somebody that came by on October 3rd and had a free bottle of Crown Royal, maybe you could let us know through the app or just call the police department and let us know so we could come talk to them.
Yeah. That third picture where you can really see her backpack and kind of her build, maybe you can kind of recognize. I know pictures can be hard when
Yep.
distorted and all the pixels and all that stuff. But these are available to look at on the Crime Stoppers website, correct?
Yes, they are.
All right, because I know I saw the bike one, but of course, there's plenty of
They're-
crimes to
yes.
kind of go
Jared
through
and his
here.
team put a lot of stuff on there in a really, really rapid rate sometimes. So they do great work. And yeah, so it's on the Crime Stoppers. You can always call the police department. We can connect you with the link for the specific crime if you want to. But again, we always just like to talk to people. And again, without the facial stuff, some people are like, well, I don't know if that's, Susie or whoever. But you could always call us and let us know, and we could go talk to them. Again, it's anonymous. So we wouldn't say, well, Aaron told us, that you were the one that did it, right? It's just we would show up, interview them, see if we could build a case and go that route.
Yeah, so this bike story, I think, or bike crime was towards the end of October, but the Crown Royal, I think, was towards the beginning of October. So we might have to scroll back a little bit for that. But
Absolutely, yeah.
What are some ways that people can reach out to you to submit a tip?
You can always just call the police department at 402-472-2222. You can text us too at the police department, 402-472-5552. You can also go to the Crime Stoppers website, the link in crimestoppers.com. There's the P3 app. And if you do one of the Crime Stoppers or the P3 app, that's the way to make yourself eligible for the reward that's referenced this.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to mention about these crimes?
Nope. Just if you see anything suspicious on campus or anything like that, we'd love to hear from you or tell us about it.
Now, is there anything else happening on campus that you might want to point out? I know.
It's, we're getting to that point of the year where the weather's changing, so make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Also, it's always that first winter weather thing where the roads change, and just campus is really busy. On this time of year, we have lots of sporting events, lots of people are still on campus. So if we do get some of that inclement weather, give yourself plenty of time, give yourself space so you can get to campus safely, or if you're just traversing through and around campus, give yourself some time. And again, if anything's coming on, the football team's away for a couple of weeks. I think we're by, so that gives us a reprieve at the police department a little bit to breathe a little bit. But our volleyball team is still in full swing. Basketball's kicking off, so it's a busy time for us. So
yeah. And I know this isn't really crime related, but Nebraska is competing in the Big Ten blood drive. I'm not sure the specific name for it, but I know we've kind of been neck and neck with Wisconsin. Have you been able to roll up that sleeve of yours?
I haven't, but I should run down there and do that because I am a pretty avid blood donor. So they call me all the time like, hey, don't forget your appointment. And I'm like, so I got to get down there and do that. Yeah.
I know. I'm a little scared of needles. I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm always one to love helping out the Huskers.
No, just take your phone and put it on the other arm and do something while they do it.
Don't
right?
watch.
Just don't watch them. Yeah.
Anything to let the Huskers win. Got to beat Wisconsin, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Captain Pembleton.
No problem.
Alrighty, and so you can check out our website for more news of the day. Follow us on all our social platforms, and make sure to download our app on Roku. From our newsroom to wherever you are, we'll see you on the next stream.
1011 News is everywhere. Download our smart TV apps and follow us on social media at 1011 News.